Chapter 140, Wiped Out 1. Who can defeat me, Zutui? Zutui, who had just defeated Cao Sheng in the sub-stage, shouted these words. It had the effect of blowing up the streets. Many of the ordinary second-year students were angered and started cursing in dissatisfaction. A freshman actually dared to be so arrogant. Did he really think that there were no strong second-year students? The third-year and fourth-year seniors all had the attitude of watching a show. They had originally planned to leave, but now they did not. The first-year students who were watching the battle looked at Zutun with stars in their eyes. Zutui had previously dealt a heavy blow to the number 1 of Mystery Branch, Chazan. An indescribable sense of helplessness rose in Chazan's heart as he looked at Zutui, who was flaunting his prowess in the arena. Zutun had dealt him a huge blow a week ago. He was very strong. Over the past week, Chazan had been training his mind power and cultivating his superb abilities with all his might. He felt that he had improved greatly over the past week. However, after seeing Zutui's performance just now, he felt that the gap between him and Zutun had become even greater. The crowd below the stage was in an uproar. However, some of the second-year students on the Longhu list were furious. Some of them wanted to teach Zutun a lesson immediately, but none of them were not calm. Those who could enter the top 100 of the Longhu list were definitely elites among elites. They might have their own personality flaws, but they were definitely not clear-minded. Old cow, what's wrong with you? You're defeated in one move. Was it that bad? Were you too careless? The second-year students who were eager to go on stage to teach Zutui a lesson started chatting with Cao Sheng, who had just been defeated. They watched the battle from below the stage and saw something. However, compared to Cao Sheng, who had experienced it personally, they definitely felt inferior. Cao Sheng only slowly got off the stage after Zutui's 3 alloy silver pills flew away. As he got off the stage, he said, I was indeed a little careless. However, his alloy silver pill is indeed very powerful. Its speed is faster than a bullet, and its angle of attack is even stranger. It's very lethal. Most importantly, I feel that the accuracy is extremely high. You guys have to be careful. Cao Sheng gestured at his bloody thumb and forefinger. To be honest, he does have the strength to challenge us. Even if I were to try again, I still don't have absolute confidence in defeating him. After saying that, Cao Sheng entered the medical room. He had to treat the injuries on his hands. The second-year students were in an uproar. According to what Cao Sheng had said, Zutui, who was a first-year student, really had the ability to challenge the second-year students on the Longhu list. So they would have to be careful. On the stage, Zhong Ziqiang's mouth had already started to cause trouble again. Second-year heroes on the Longhu list, do you think that these 21 bottles of level E energy restoration elixirs are too little? Or do you think that you don't have the ability to defeat Zutui? If it's the former, bring it up and well increase the price. If it's the latter, hee. He'll do it. A short second-year student sneered and ran to the teacher to register. He handed a bottle of level E energy restoration elixir to Zhong Ziqiang and looked at Zutui. He Jin, ranked 87th on the year to Longhu list. Extreme rank, first-year Mystery Branch, Zutui. They each stood at a standard combat distance. He Jin took out his weapon, the brass knuckles on his left hand and the dagger on his right. It was obvious that he was a senior from the Extreme Branch who specialized in close combat. Once he got close, the danger would increase greatly. Get ready, start. The moment the battle began, He Jin did not approach Zutui quickly. Instead, he assumed a defensive posture and approached Zutui with full concentration. The moment Zutui's 3 alloy silver pills shot toward He Jin from 3 different directions. He Jin turned his body to the side to avoid the attack of one of the silver pills. He thrust out his left hand and the dagger in his right hand at lightning speed. He used the same tactic that Kai Hongying had used against Zutui. He wanted to send Zutui's alloy silver pill flying. Although it was rare to see someone with the Mystery Branch's mind power controlling external objects, they had the same weakness. As long as external objects were repelled, they would be like toothless tigers. However, in the next moment, He Jin, who had stabbed out with his brass knuckles and dagger, was suddenly shocked. He had missed. His brass knuckles and dagger missed at the same time. The moment the brass knuckles and dagger struck out, Zutue seemed to have predicted his actions. The two alloy silver pills took a strange turn and flew away. He did not hit the two alloy silver pills at all. At the same time, He-Jin felt a burning pain in his neck. It was the alloy silver pill that he had avoided just now. It turned around at a high-speed angle and slashed across his neck, leaving a bloody mark. Zutue wins. The competition is over. Before He-Jin could react, the teacher on duty announced the results. He-Jin was a little confused, but the students below the stage were staring at his arm. The moment he lowered his head, He-Jin gasped. At some point, two small holes had appeared in his clothes. Two alloy silver pills that had avoided his stab were dancing behind him. If the angle was slightly off, my neck and arms would definitely be pierced into a bloody hole. He-Jin immediately reacted. Zutue had shown mercy. It was also the main reason why the teacher on duty immediately judged him as a loser. This was the fastest He-Jin had lost since he entered the Longhu list. It could be said to be the worst. If the other party had not held back, he would probably have been resuscitated and performed a tracheotomy.